Welcome back to Eastern Plains of Colorado here on McCaffrey Farms. If you're not subscribed already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Help me bump that number up some. Be sure to like the video if you enjoy it, and be sure to hit the bell icon because that'll notify you when I post videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But let's get to this video. So if you saw my last video, which will be tied to this video, we tried to hook our drills up and drill the circle of feed out here, but it was a little too wet and there was some small weeds coming through. So we unhooked the drills and we were getting ready to hook up to the field cultivator. However, it was getting a little long when I was editing that video. I'm gonna split it up. In this video, I'm gonna show you field cultivating it and going through that, help break it up, keep it a little shorter. And then hopefully here soon we can get to drilling that or get back to planting milo, whichever one comes first. So enjoy the video, let's get to it. Okay, we just got hooked up to this field cultivator. Dad's gonna undo the wing lock. He's got that first one, there's one more right there. He's gonna do that, but then I'm gonna pull out just over here and unfold it. I think it gets air in the lines that goes to these cylinders. And so the first time you go to unfold it each time, it gets part way and then it just, each wing falls down. So this will be a good example of why you always want to make sure no one is underneath an implement when you go to unfold it. A little worse than normal, but it has been sitting a little while since we used it last. But like I said, now I think it'll unfold fine because we got oil through all the lines. I think there's just enough of a leak in where it sits. As long as it does, sometimes it just leaks enough oil out that it gets air in those lines. And whenever we can, like if this circle here is summer followed, I'll take it out there so in that way it's soft, so when it does that, it doesn't slam down as hard. But like I said, that's a little worse than normal. But farm safety, never stand in the direct line of an implement when it's unfolding because you can get crushed. See, just like that, once you unfold it the first time, it's fine. I know it's pretty hard on it to do that, but no more than we use it. We haven't ever got around to fixing it to where it unfolds right. We're gonna run a few rounds real quick, see what it looks like, and then we'll go from there. I've got 25 acres done so far on that field. So I'm gonna go back out and I'm gonna work the turn rows on the west side of what I've already done. So in that way, Dad can move the sprinkler once he comes back to check the cows again and get it over to where I've already worked, and then that way we'll be good and we can let the sprinkler sit there. Won't have to move it again when we go to do the turn rows, but just gonna let the tractor warm up a little bit and then I'll head back down there and finish field cultivating this circle. So as you can see, this darker colored dirt, that's what I've already got worked up. It's working it up pretty nice, pulling it 10th gear, about 6 to 6.5 mile an hour. It's still a little borderline, but hopefully doing this with the nice warm day. I don't think we're forecasted any rain today, but there are some clouds building over there, so that is a little concerning. But a nice warm day, it should dry out pretty good. For the most part, a lot of it's dry. It's just underneath it's still soft and the tractor kind of digs. But so far it's doing a pretty good job getting it fairly level and working it up pretty good, getting all those weeds worked up and turned under to where they shouldn't grow. Gonna get the auto steer going again, continue the old job, let that load, and we're gonna get this field cultivator back in the ground, and then hopefully the next video we'll be pulling those and planting our hay. But for now, I'll do a shorter video of finishing this field up, and then the next video will be about that way. Break it up, keep it a little bit shorter and a little more interesting for you guys to watch. I got onto this second half. I've got 3 or 4 rounds, or 2 or 3 rounds done on it so far, but this sprinkler's getting pretty close to straight east and west, and that's kind of the way we wanted it. So I'm gonna come over, shut it off real quick, and then hop back in the tractor and get this field finished up today. So far it's still doing really good job. I'm liking the looks of it. It's doing pretty good at leveling everything out and kind of managing that residue a little bit better. We're just gonna come in here, open this up, and we're gonna flip it off. Easy as that. Now let's close this back up. Just like that. And now we walk back to the tractor. And this is why it'll be nice to field cultivate this before we drill it, because it is still just a little rough in some spots. For the most part, it hasn't been terrible. There's just a few spots where I think it was a little bit wetter, so the trenches or the slits didn't close quite right with the subsoiler, and so it took a lot more to get them smoothed out, and the sweep just didn't get it good enough. I think once we get this done, it'll be a lot better, way smoother. It already looks like it. Hopefully it does get it to dry out enough to where tomorrow we can drill our feed, so in that way we can get back to Milo, because I think time we do that is pretty warm today. I think it's supposed to be pretty warm tomorrow, so I think time we do that, hopefully the ground is dry. If it doesn't rain, we're slowly getting more and more clouds. Don't know if that means it's gonna rain today. We probably wouldn't turn it away, because rain would be nice. It'd really help the wheat crop and what dry land we do have planted, but we do need to get back to planting because we still have quite a bit. So gonna try and get this finished up, and hopefully next video we're planting hay grazer tomorrow, and we'll be able to get that done and get the planter hooked back up. I just finished up the back and forth passes, so now I'm gonna go over to the east end where the circle meets the trail that we have that goes down to our corrals and everything, and I'm gonna do probably at least 2 passes around the field for the turn rows, because where the sprinkler is, I should be able to get around it and still be able to continue the turn rows and not cause any major problems. So I'm gonna do that, so in that way I should end up back over here on this east side, a lot closer to the house, and hopefully it'll just all work out a little bit better. Once I get this little spot right here, which right there, that means I'm done. So I'm just gonna come over here a little ways by the drills, fold it back up, and then we'll go unhook it. And real quick before I completely unhook it, I'll put these back in and then we'll get it unhooked. I got the 2 pins in for the wings. Dad did the up and down lock, and now he's just unhooking those hoses real quick. And once he gets those out, we'll be good to pull away pull it back up by the house. So Dad, right now, he's just lowering that jack quite a ways because there's supposed to be a jack that goes on the back. What that does is it's supposed to help to keep it from tipping backwards and putting the hitch way up in the air. But one time, I don't know if Dad got in the habit of not putting it down and someone that used it put it down or what, but he took off, got to the shed and realized that jack was down. And because he wasn't used to putting it down and getting in the habit of putting it up when we hooked up to it, so he ended up bending it quite a bit, and we haven't got a new one for it. So we just drop the hitch way down and it gets the center of gravity or whatever towards the front, and it doesn't allow the wind to blow it clear up in the air like it used to. So it works. Anyways, that's gonna be all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to drop a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Help me bump that number up, and be sure to ring the bell icon. That'll notify you when I post my videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But as for now, that's gonna be all. Be sure to tune in again soon, because hopefully tomorrow we'll be pulling those drills and getting that feed planted. We're gonna see what it does. Doesn't look like it's gonna do anything here. To the south, as you can tell, it's kind of blue, and it looked like it might be raining down south on the Milo ground again, which is good. But if it is, it means it's gonna be that much longer before we plant. So hopefully the next video we will be pulling those drills, getting that planted. Do a short video on that since it won't entail too much. Since you already saw us load the drills up and get them ready, all we have to do is just hook onto them, pull them through the field. But as for now, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.